2323. Good evening. Just informing that we will be just waiting for one more dignitary to arrive. So please bear with us and enjoy the music. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to begin this evening's proceedings, so kindly can you place your phones on silent or switch them off if you don't have a silent mode. And of course, we invite you to fully enjoy this evening's proceedings. To formally commence our program, I'd like to invite everyone to rise for the playing of the national anthem. This evening, the national anthem will be rendered on the steel pan by one of our very own athletes, Quest Gaston of the Roadbusters Athletics Club, and that's a true reflection of talent, versatility, and cultural pride within the athletics community. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you, Quest. My name is Elijah Williams. I'll be your master of ceremony for tonight. And on behalf of the St. Lucia Athletics Association, I extend a warm welcome to you to our annual awards ceremony. And I must say, you guys look absolutely amazing. It's always a pet peeve of mine when there are formal events, I see people not properly dressed, but you guys smashed it tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. Y'all feel like y'all smashed it, man? Tonight we gather to celebrate excellence, commitment, and achievement under the theme, a legacy of performance, a future of possibilities. This theme reflects who we are as an association, honoring strong foundation built by those who came before us while confidently embracing the promised potential and possibilities of the future of athletics in St. Lucia. Of course, this evening would be meaningless without you. And so I take this time to acknowledge your presence. Let me acknowledge the Honorable Kenson Joel Casimir, Minister for Education, Youth Development, Sport, and Digital Transformation. Dr. Uralis Dile, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth Development and Sports. The Director of Sports, Mr. Clivus Jules. Ms. Dora Henry, President of the St. Lucia Athletics Association. Our guest speaker, Mrs. Louise Victor Frederick. Mr. Teddy Matthews, Secretary General, St. Lucia Olympic Committee, Inc. Ms. Iva Satney, don't know if she's here, I don't think I've seen her as yet. The Acting General Manager of the St. Lucia National Lotteries Authority. The Deputy Chair definitely is here, Ms. Jean Morrill of the St. Lucia National Lotteries Authority. Mr. Rolf Phillips and Mrs. Phillips, Managing Director of the Bank of St. Lucia Limited. Mrs. Yasmin Remy Hilton, the General Manager of Sunswept Resorts. Ms. Leanne Mathre, representative of Labrie Cooperative Credit Union. Executive members of the St. Lucia Athletics Association, affiliates of the St. Lucia Athletics Association, sponsors, specially invited guests, athletes, coaches, and technical officials, parents, guardians, and friends, the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. So as we continue, we invite God's guidance and blessings upon this evening and upon the work of the association. So I now invite Ms. Cornelia Ann Shirley Lubin, Assistant Secretary of the Association, to lead us in prayer. Please stand.
Thank you. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Sing to the Father, 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 Father. Holy Spirit, 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 Spirit. Come down, Holy Spirit, and take control. Dear Lord, as we gather tonight to celebrate a legacy of performance and a future of possibilities, we thank you for the gift of talent, dedication, and perseverance. Dearest athletes, we pray that you will be inspired to push beyond your limits, to strive for excellence, and to leave a lasting impact on our community and St. Lucia. May your hard work and achievements be a testament to your greatness. Dedicated coaches, we pray for and thank you for guiding and mentoring these young athletes. May your dedication and passion ignite a love for excellence in their hearts. Ever committed technical officials, we pray for and thank you for your tireless efforts in ensuring fair play and sportsmanship. May your contributions be blessed, valued, and appreciated. To our sponsors, we pray and thank you for your support and partnership. May your investment in our athletes and our community be blessed and fruitful. Parents and families, we pray for and thank you for your unwavering support and encouragement. May your love and dedication be a source of strength and inspiration to our athletes. May this night be a reminder that our achievements are not just about personal glory, but about the impact we have on our communities, our island, St. Lucia, and the world around us. May we strive to make a difference, and may our legacy be one of faith, hope, and love. Guide us, inspire us, and empower us to make a difference. We pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Please be seated. Thank you very much for that, Ms. Lubin. This evening is about more than trophies and titles. It's about recognizing dedication, resilience, sacrifice, and service. Every award presented tonight tells a story of discipline, perseverance, teamwork, and national pride. We thank all our athletes for inspiring us, our coaches and officials for shaping excellence, and our partners and supporters for standing firmly behind the sport of athletics in St. Lucia. At this time, I would like to invite the president of the St. Lucia Athletics Association, Ms. Dora Henry, to bring remarks on behalf of the association. Madam President.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to adopt the protocol already established. I would not want to read our long list of dignitaries, but let me acknowledge the presence of our Honorable Minister for gracing us with his presence. Thank you for joining. I know there are plenty of places you would love to be, but you chose to be here, so I am grateful. So good evening, everyone. You look lovely, as our MC indicated. Tonight, we gather not simply to present awards, but to honor a journey shaped by discipline, sacrifice, belief, and service. We gather under a theme that speaks directly to who we are as an association and where we are going. A legacy of performance, a future of possibilities. The legacy of athletics in St. Lucia has never been accidental. It has been built mile by mile, race by race, meet by meet, through decades of volunteer service, community sacrifice, and unwavering belief in the power of sport to transform lives. Between November 2024, when my executive took office, and December 2025, the St. Lucia Athletics Association delivered one of the most comprehensive, inclusive, and geographically diverse calendars in its history. From Micode to Vieux-Fort, Soufrière to Bossejou, Rodney Bay to Point Vierge, athletics met people where they are, in communities, on roads, on grass, and on tracks. Through the Run a Mile series, our Creole Run, cross-country en Vierge, developmental festivals, memorial meets, national championships, we did more than host events. We strengthened participation, promoted wellness, identified talent, and built national pride. At the national level, our calendar was deliberate and structured. Developmental meets laid the foundation. Junior and age group championships strengthened pathways. Elite and individual championships raised standards. Despite operating without a certified track facility and without a full-time secretariat, the association successfully delivered from Independence Games, National Junior Championships, National Age Group Championships, National Individual Championships, sanctioned invitationals and classic meets hosted also by our affiliates. This was made possible by volunteers, again, volunteers, because we don't get paid to do this, who showed up early, stayed late, and gave more than was ever asked. That is what we call legacy. While we strengthened the base, our athletes soared. On the regional and international stage, St. Lucia stood tall. From Martinique to China, Bahamas to Trinidad to Japan, our athletes competed with courage and conviction. We celebrate J.D. Emmanuel, whose double gold at Carifta reaffirmed the strength of our youth pipeline. Asia Lawrenson, medaling at NACAC Championships. Julian Alfred, whose world champs bronze medal etched St. Lucia's name once again into global history. And every athlete, from your Denzel Phillips, Ricardo Mann, you name it, who wore the national colors with pride, whether on the podium or not. These achievements were not isolated moments. They were the results of planning, preparation, governance, coaching, safeguarding, and belief. True excellence is sustainable only when people are empowered. So during that period, the SLAA made a deliberate investment, even if not in finances, but in education, governance and safeguarding, coaches, officials, administrators, and athletes engaged in anti-doping education, safeguarding training, gender leadership initiatives, governance and compliance workshops, international congresses, and conferences. We strengthened our institutional competence and ensured alignment with world athletic standards, not because compliance is required, but because athlete welfare, integrity, and good governance are non-negotiable. Tonight is about honesty also. We have to be honest with ourselves. We face real challenges, some very real ones. Limited financial resources, and that's a top one. Volunteer fatigue, because God knows, and I know my executive members, they're probably tired of me because of the meetings and the meets every weekend is something, almost every night is a meeting. So we're tired, but we press on. Equipment shortages also. We need equipment, Mr. Minister. Infrastructure constraints. And we know about it, I don't have to say it here again. Yet through collective effort, innovation, and partnership, we move forward, not perfectly, but purposefully. Legacy is not built in comfort. It is built in commitment. So as we look ahead, our focus is clear. I know mine is. I hope all my executive members, coaches, officials, and athletes, I hope your focus is clear. Stronger grassroots engagement, expanded female participation, safer sport environments, improved infrastructure advocacy, sustainable partnerships, and a generation of athletes who believe in that global success is not the exception, but the expectation. The future of athletics is not a distant dream. It is already running, it's jumping, it's throwing, and walking among us. No legacy, again, is built alone. So the Athletics Association is deeply grateful to the partners who show up for us, who have stood with us, not just for one season, but throughout the years, believing in our vision, investing in our athletes, and supporting our programs, even when resources were limited. I want to extend appreciation to some of our sponsors who are in this room and who are not here, but who have stood with us, especially in 2024-2025. Puma, thank God for Puma. The government of St. Lucia, I know the government could do a lot more, and I'm hoping that 2026 is a bigger year for us. Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, National Lotteries Authority, St. Lucia Olympic Committee, Inc., Bank of St. Lucia Limited, Library Credit Union Cooperative, St. Lucia Fire Service, Royal St. Lucia Police Force, Heineken St. Lucia, in particular the Peter Malta brand this year, Lucilec, Glitz Law, Attorney at Law, Natalie Augustine, Acado St. Lucia Limited, Blue Water St. Lucia, Eden Styles, Bellevue Hotel, Sunswept Resorts, Trophy Center, Bay Gardens Hotel, St. Lucia Daily Post, Vibe Radio, and Great Vision Designs. Your continued partnership has provided financial support, accommodation, prizes, media coverage, branding, logistical assistance, and visibility, all of which have been critical to sustaining athletics in St. Lucia. Your belief in our mission has helped transform possibility into performance, and for that, I want to say a big thank you to our coaches who shape character as much as champions, to our technical officials and volunteers whose quiet excellence, fairness, and professionalism, and who are the backbone of this association, and to our athletes who remind us why we do this work. Thank you. Tonight, we honor excellence, but most importantly, service, sacrifice, and vision. May we protect the legacy entrusted to us. May we expand the possibilities before us. And may St. Lucia athletics in St. Lucia continue to rise, not by chance, but by choice. Congratulations to our award recipients. May your achievements inspire the next generation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam President. Can see why athletics is going places. This lady means business. This lady speaks from the heart. I can attest to one thing that she said. I was a beneficiary of that in terms of getting some training from St. Lucia Olympic Committee. I was invited to that training by the St. Lucia Athletics Association, and I benefited from that. So thank you, Madam President, for that. We now begin our award segment with recognition of athletes who distinguished themselves in the Run a Mile series, a program that continues to promote grassroots development and competitive excellence. The Run a Mile series is a flagship developmental initiative of the St. Lucia Athletics Association designed to promote endurance running, consistency, and broad-based participation across the island. Commencing in September, the series was strategically staged in 4 parts across 4 different locations, each selected to showcase varied terrain, community engagement, and regional inclusion. The opening leg of the series began right here in Beauséjour, setting the tone with strong participation and competitive enthusiasm. As the series progressed, athletes were challenged with differing course profiles and environments, culminating in a dynamic and well-supported final leg in Vieux-Fort in December. This geographic spread ensured that the excitement of competition reached multiple communities while strengthening the national athletics ecosystem. Athletes of all abilities and experience levels were encouraged to participate in every stage of the series. Completing all 4 events required not only physical endurance, but also discipline, commitment, and mental resilience. For many athletes, the series served as a valuable platform to build stamina, confidence, race strategy, and competitive consistency, while reinforcing the importance of regular participation in structured competition. Special recognition is therefore reserved for those athletes who demonstrated exceptional commitment by competing in all 4 races of the series, an achievement that reflects dedication to personal development and to the sport as a whole. Let me invite Mr. Patrick Mathre, second Vice President of the St. Lucia Athletics Association, and he will be assisted by Ms. Larissa Laura, floor representative of the association, to present those awards. Consistent performers in the male category. These are athletes who completed all 4 races in the series. Wow, all 4. Traveled the length and breadth of St. Lucia. Third place, Nathan Morsheri, Cheetahs Athletics. Representative, Cheetahs Athletics, here? No? Okay. Second place, Donson Stanley, Soufre Athletics. And first place, Daniel Hippolyte, Speed Printing Survivors. We now move on to the female category. Also, these young ladies, they completed all 4 races in the series. In third place, Sheba Japierre of Roadbusters. You guys will notice a common theme with the female athletes. Second place, Laura Lynn Limray, Roadbusters. And the first place goes to Michaela Oliver, Roadbusters. Congratulations to the awardees. Congratulate them, please. Y'all like to run. I hope you all didn't run to come here. I hope we all got transported to come here, right? Let me see if you guys were paying attention. What was the common theme for the female athletes? Yeah, they were all from Roadbusters. Yeah, give it up for Roadbusters. Okay, to continue with our awards, I'd like to call to the podium a gentleman that I've known for a very long time, colleague, friend. He's now my Minister for Sport, amongst the other portfolios that have been added to him in this term. And I'm hoping he will do something before he gives his remarks. Because for whatever reason, I just realized that all these years I've known this gentleman, I have no idea why they call him Baby. All right, so let's invite Minister Kenson Casimir to give some remarks.
Thank you very much, Eli. You have Kelvin McPhee laughing at me already as a Jacques Rosillet, who knows the origin of the name Baby. Baby, come back. From that day, everybody in Grosley knew I was going to be an athlete. It happened at the Grosley Catholic Church. I was about 4 years old and I sprinted towards the pastor. And my older brother, who could barely speak, wanted to say, "Baby, come back." He said, "Baby, come back." And so from the age of 4, the people of Grosley called me Baby. They started saying, "Baby, come back." And then eventually it was shortened to just Baby. Yeah, we'll write a song about it someday. Protocol being established, let me say good night to everybody. Madam President, wonderful speech tonight. I think we touched on everything as it pertains to a future of possibilities. I want to say that we as a government, we committed in our budget $1 million towards equipment, of which I could tell you very soon, starting blocks, discus, javelins, and other equipment will be handed to the St. Lucia Athletics Association. In addition to this, once we've built in the brand new mirrors and we've completed the outfitting, a brand new gym will be made available to the St. Lucia Athletics Association at the Mindo Phillip Park, compliments of this government of St. Lucia. I have a dream about a 400-meter track up north. And that's all I will say for now. I have a dream. Good evening to the executive and members of the St. Lucia Athletics Association again, distinguished guests, sponsors, partners, coaches, technical officials, administrators, parents, and most importantly, our outstanding athletes. It is indeed a privilege to address you this evening as we gather under the powerful theme, a legacy of performance, a future of possibilities. This theme reminds us that our present success in athletics is firmly rooted in the sacrifices, I heard volunteerism tonight, discipline, and achievements of those who came before us, while our future depends on the decisions, the investments and commitment we make today. But tonight is about recognition. It is also about reflection and renewal. First, we acknowledge the athletes of yesterday, the pioneers who competed with limited resources. You think it bad now. Minimal exposure and often little recognition. Their courage, resilience, and unwavering commitment laid the foundation upon which today's athletes now stand. They carried the flag of St. Lucia with pride. They opened doors to international platforms and proved beyond doubt that talent from a small island can command global respect. Their contribution to athletics is immeasurable, and their legacy continues to inspire generations. Remember Laverne Spencer and her legacy tonight. We also honor the many individuals who have shaped this journey. The coaches, Mr. Lubin, who poured knowledge, discipline, and belief into our young people, Mr. Cuthbert Modest. The technical officials who uphold fairness and integrity. The administrators who provide leadership and structure. Our partners and sponsors whose support continues to fuel this progress. They all played a pivotal role in advancing athletics in St. Lucia, and for that, our nation is grateful. As a former athlete, as back in the days, I can personally attest that success demands sacrifice. It requires early mornings and late nights, discipline over comfort, and focus over distractions. It often means balancing training with academics, family responsibilities, and financial constraints. It means enduring injuries, setbacks, and moments of doubt, while continuing to believe in a dream that is not always immediately rewarded. Athletics is synonymous with holistic development. It builds discipline, resilience, confidence, and it builds character. It teaches our young people how to manage success, how to respond to disappointments, and how to conduct themselves with honor. These are life skills that extend far beyond the track and field, shaping responsible, confident, and well-rounded citizens. Therefore, investing in our athletes is not merely an act of support, it's an investment in human potential. Sport contributes to national development through scholarships, sponsorships, sports tourism, employment, and international exposure. Speaking of international exposure, it would be remiss of me not to highlight how proud we are of the achievements of Julian Alfred, whose performance have placed St. Lucia firmly amongst the world elites in athletics. Julian's journey is a testament to discipline, sacrifice, and unwavering focus. And she has inspired an entire generation of young St. Lucians to believe that global excellence is within reach. We also see on the horizon the promise of Asia Lorenzen, Naomi London, and J.D. Emmanuel, whose progression signals a bright and exciting future for our sport. Together, these athletes represent more than individual success. They point to a real possibility of a future international 4x100 meter relay team flying our national colors with pride. Time will not permit me to highlight all of the other promising track and field athletes who have excelled locally, regionally, and internationally. Nonetheless, I applaud each and every one of you. Be reminded that with self-discipline, self-belief, and hard work, anything is possible. We must also recognize the importance of identifying talent early and nurturing it consistently. Grassroots programs in our schools and communities are the lifeblood of athletics. They promote access, inclusion, and opportunity, particularly for young people who may otherwise be left behind. Grassroots sports help to steer youth towards positive pathways and away from negative influences. I wish to assure you that the government of St. Lucia remains committed to investing in grassroots athletics across our districts and our communities. This includes strengthening school sports, improving community facilities, supporting coaching education, building capacity among officials, and expanding access to structured training programs. We'll also remain committed to improving sporting facilities and training environments across the island. Quality infrastructure is not a luxury, it is a necessity if we are serious about athlete development, injury prevention, and sustained high-performance success. I encourage everyone to appreciate and take care of our facilities. In this regard, I am pleased to note that the Sufre Ministerial is currently undergoing refurbishment. The facility has been repainted, toilets replaced, and electrical systems upgraded. Tangible evidence of our commitment to improving sporting infrastructure. As we celebrate tonight's awardees, let us remember that every achievement represents both a legacy honored and a future imagined. I have a dream. Let us continue to respect those who paved the way, support those who compete today, and invest boldly in those who will define tomorrow. I have a dream. Once again, let me say congratulations to all nominees, all awardees. The invaluable contribution of the St. Lucia Athletics Association to the development of sport in our nation must be recognized and applauded. Remember tonight that we all should dream. Remember tonight. Let us continue to strive for excellence. Let us continue to create more Olympic champions. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I have a dream.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. I have no doubt that you will bring those dreams to fruition. I think you've kept pretty much every promise from your last term, and with God's blessings, you'll be able to do the same in this term as well. Behind every successful athlete is a dedicated coach, one who mentors, motivates, and molds talent into performance. To present the Coach of the Year Award, I invite Ms. Lisa Burton, floor representative of the St. Lucia Athletics Association. And I invite you to turn your attention to the screen.
Denise Holman is a most deserving recipient of the Coach of the Year 2025 award in recognition of her exceptional coaching leadership, technical excellence. Holman is a most deserving recipient of the Coach of the Year 2025 award in recognition of her exceptional coaching leadership, technical expertise, and outstanding athlete performances during the 2025 athletic season. With 26 years of coaching experience, Ms. Holman continues to demonstrate excellence at the highest levels of athlete development, combining discipline, strategic planning, and athlete-centered coaching to deliver elite results for St. Lucia. The 2025 competitive season stands as a defining year in Ms. Holman's coaching career. Her most outstanding achievement was the historic performance of J.D. Emmanuel, whom she coached to double gold medals in the under-17 100 and 200 meters at the 2025 Carifta Games. J.D. recorded personal best performances of 11.50 seconds in the 100 meters and 23.47 seconds in the 200 meters, marking one of the most significant sprint achievements by a St. Lucian junior athlete in recent history. This performance reflects Ms. Holman's ability to guide athletes through structured long-term development, technical refinement, and a championship-level execution. In addition to this landmark success, Ms. Holman continued to serve St. Lucia in 2025 as a head coach, contributing to athlete preparation and team management at major regional championships, including the Carifta Games 2025 in Trinidad and Tobago. Her leadership ensured athletes were well prepared physically, mentally, and tactically to compete at the highest level. Ms. Holman's coaching credentials span multiple disciplines with certifications in track and field, swimming, volleyball, cycling, beach volleyball, and cricket, alongside qualifications in safeguarding, first aid and CPR, leadership, emotional intelligence, and physical literacy. This broad technical base allows her to adopt a holistic approach to athlete development, emphasizing performance excellence, safety, and personal growth. In 2025, Denise Holman once again demonstrated that excellence in coaching is measured not only by medals, but by consistency, professionalism, and the ability to produce peak performances when it matters most. Her leadership, technical expertise, and proven results at the highest junior level firmly establish her as Coach of the Year 2025.
Guys, as a Coach of the Year, you can do better than that. Of course, without the coaches, we're not going to see the progress that we've been seeing in terms of our athletes. That requires some level of dedication. So this next award recognizes long-standing commitment, selfless service, and unwavering dedication to the development of athletes and the sport. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to recognize a coach whose dedication to sport spans more than 2 decades. A teacher for over 31 years and an athletics coach for over 25 years, he holds a degree in management studies and has continually advanced his knowledge through coaching workshops, sport administration, safeguarding, and anti-doping courses. Despite health challenges in recent years, Mr. Finley Louis remains fully committed actively participating in coaching, education, and youth development initiatives. His leadership has earned him district awards for outstanding service to sport. Under his guidance, Abilene Wildcats have grown significantly, producing Carifta athletes, earning regional medals, and securing scholarships abroad. Athlete performance and membership continue to improve across all areas. Mr. Louis' resilience, presence, and positive impact, despite physical challenges, have earned him the respect of athletes, parents, and the wider athletics community. Please join me in applauding a truly inspiring coach, the Coach Dedication Award recipient, Mr. Finley Louis. Ms. Larissa Laura will present the Coach Dedication Award. Even coming to collect an award is inspiring. He put his cane to a side, you know, that. You have to love that. You have to love that. Thank you very much, sir, for your invaluable service over the years. I reminded everybody to switch off their phones, but I should have asked them to switch off the elevator. That's a good point, Mr. Minister. Your guy should be walking up the stairs and taking elevator. What kind of thing is that? Anyway. Technical Official of the Year. Athletes cannot function without the precision, fairness, and professionalism of our technical officials. To present the Technical Official of the Year award, I invite Mr. Cornelius Brin, Treasurer of the St. Lucia Athletics Association. Ladies and gentlemen, this next award reminds us that excellence in athletics is not defined by age, but by commitment, discipline, and a willingness to serve with integrity. The Outstanding Technical Official of the Year 2025 is presented to a young individual who has demonstrated professionalism, maturity, and technical competence well beyond her years. It's a female. Throughout the 2025 season, she consistently showed up, delivered high-quality officiating, approaching each assignment with focus, fairness, and respect for the sport. Despite being one of the younger officials within our ranks, she has earned the confidence of athletes, coaches, and the senior officials alike through her reliability, strong knowledge of the rules, and calm presence under pressure. She represents the future of technical officiating in St. Lucia, a future grounded in excellence, learning, and service. Her dedication, eagerness to grow, and a positive attitude continue to inspire confidence that the legacy of strong officiating within the St. Lucia Athletics Association is in very capable hands. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride that we present the Outstanding Technical Official of the Year 2025 award to Ms. Noya Alexander. Congratulations, Outstanding Technical Official, Noya Alexander, and she's quite young, as you could see. We move on. Strong administration is the backbone of sustainable sport development. I now invite the president of the association, Ms. Dora Henry, to present the Administrator of the Year Award. And we invite you to once again turn your attention to the screen.
Makiba Al-Sid exemplifies the very highest standards of volunteer service, leadership, and excellence in sports administration. A former elite athlete who has seamlessly transitioned into governance, her contributions to athletics in St. Lucia, the Caribbean, and the global sporting community reflect an unwavering commitment to athlete advocacy, integrity, and sustainable sport development. At the international level, Makiba serves as the Caribbean representative on the Commonwealth Sport Athlete Advisory Commission, where she plays a critical role in shaping policy decisions on athlete welfare, safeguarding, governance, and development. Her voice ensures that the perspectives and realities of Caribbean athletes are meaningfully represented within the wider Commonwealth sporting movement. Nationally, Makiba is the chair of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee Athletes Commission, where her leadership has strengthened athlete representation, education, and engagement. Under her stewardship, the commission has become a respected and effective body, empowering athletes to understand their rights and responsibilities while contributing constructively to the Olympic movement in St. Lucia. Her excellence has also been recognized globally through her induction into the University of Arkansas Hall of Fame in 2025. While this honor celebrates her outstanding athletic career, it equally reflects her enduring impact on sports and her commitment to excellence beyond competition, bringing pride to St. Lucia and inspiration to future generations. Makiba's administrative leadership was further demonstrated in her role as team leader for Team St. Lucia at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, where she provided strategic oversight, operational leadership, and athlete-centered support at the highest level of international competition. Her dedication to clean sport is evident through her involvement in the World Anti-Doping Agency Athlete Engagement Team at the Pan American Under-23 Championships in Asunción, Paraguay, where she actively promoted anti-doping education, ethical conduct, and fair play among emerging athletes. At the grassroots level, Makiba is a co-founder of the Spring Tech Athletics Club, contributing directly to athlete development, mentorship, and performance excellence. She's also the organizer of the Makiba Al-Sid Track and Field Classic, now successfully staged for 4 consecutive years and firmly established as a key fixture on the national athletics calendar. Within governance, Makiba serves as first vice president of the St. Lucia Athletics Association, where she has played a pivotal role in policy development, strategic planning, and organizational strengthening, consistently advancing athletic-centered governance and professional standards. In every role she undertakes, Makiba Al-Sid leads with integrity, humility, and an unwavering volunteer spirit. Her impact is measured not only in policies, programs, and events, but in the athletes and administrators she continues to mentor and inspire. For her outstanding service, visionary leadership, and selfless dedication to sport administration, Makiba Al-Sid is the most deserving recipient of the Administrator of the Year Award.
Stay right there, Miss Al-Sid. That very lengthy resume, you can't just come up there quickly and go back to your seat. President would like to present something additional.
Okay, this is not on the program, but I just had to do this special award, which is sponsored by me. A year ago, I lost my speech, had an accident, and Makiba had to step in, do my remarks, and ever since that day, I must say, every single day since that day, Makiba would have reached out to me to ask how she could help. So I could not have been a good president without Makiba Alcide. Don't cry. So I just had to present the President's Special Award to Makiba Alcide.
See what you do, Prezi? Mess up the girl makeup, Gassa. Thank you very much, Makiba. The growth and visibility of athletics in St. Lucia are significantly strengthened through strategic media partnerships that consistently tell our stories, amplify our athletes' voices, and celebrate our achievements beyond the track. To present the Media Partnership Award, I invite Mr. Jonathan Emmanuel, Public Relations Officer of the Association. Check his done, MSA. Golden shoes and all. Sorry, Johnny, I had to, yeah. You look sharp, my brother. You look sharp. The St. Lucia Athletics Association is pleased to recognize Vibe Radio as the recipient of the Media Partnership Award in appreciation of its unwavering support and commitment to promoting athletics at all levels. Through timely coverage, engaging interviews, event promotions, and consistent airplay, Vibe Radio has played a pivotal role in keeping the public informed, inspired, and connected to the sport. Vibe Radio's partnership has helped elevate the profile of local competitions, highlight the journeys of our athletes and officials, and to foster a deeper national appreciation for athletics. Their professionalism, reach, and enthusiasm continue to contribute meaningfully to the growth and development of the sport in St. Lucia. The St. Lucia Athletics Association extends sincere thanks to Vibe Radio for its continued collaboration and dedication. Your support truly amplifies our impact and helps shape a stronger future for athletics. We now invite Mr. Michael Midget-Pierre from Vibe Radio and the banter to collect the award. I think it's fitting that Vibe Radio got that award. We like to run our mouths. That's athletics. At this time, we turn to the feature address of the evening. I like the layout of this ceremony, not just talk awards. So it's the feature address time. Louise Victor Frederick is a dynamic, multifaceted St. Lucian leader whose influence spans corporate leadership, community empowerment, and a deep love for country. She's a former National Carnival Queen in 2010, Miss Caribbean Tourism 2013, and Miss St. Lucia Universe 2017. distinctions that launched a lifelong commitment to national representation and service. Achieving scholar, Louise holds a Master of Arts in International Public Relations and Global Communications from Cardiff University. Her postgraduate research focused on St. Lucia's nation brand, producing the thesis, Beyond Tourism, a sustainable development approach for St. Lucia through nation branding. That highlights the strategic value of investing in citizens and intangible assets as key drivers of sustainable socio-economic development. Louise has served as president of the St. Lucia National Youth Council, executive director of the Monsignor Patrick Anthony Folk Research Center, director of the Cultural Development Foundation, and marketing and communications executive at Digital St. Lucia. She is currently the corporate affairs manager at Heineken St. Lucia Limited, that's formerly Wynwood and Leeward Brewery. She's also the founder and CEO of Oceans Brand Consulting, the outgoing director of the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce, and a sitting independent director of Cricket West Indies. A wellness warrior, adventurer, and lover of life, Louise continues to inspire excellence, resilience, and a purposeful leadership in all that she does. She's a proud product of the community of Miku. It is my honor to invite our guest speaker, Mrs. Louise Victor Frederick, who will share reflections and insights aligned with our theme, a legacy of performance, a future of possibilities. Mrs. Frederick.
Thank you very much, Eli. Good evening, all. It's very lovely to be in your presence. I would like to adopt the protocol, notwithstanding I acknowledge our minister, a former athlete. I acknowledge the PS. I acknowledge Madam President and Executive, Mr. Jules, and everyone here actually is just as esteemed to be in this room. Our athletes, you are the future. You're inspiring us. Parents, you're enabling that. Coaches, you're doing the same. And so I want to thank you for allowing me to share this evening of jubilation with you. And I'm truly honored to be celebrating with you this evening. I was a little naughty. The theme of my speech is not entirely the theme of the night. But interestingly, Minister used a word that is the theme of my speech tonight. It has to do with dreams. So what happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? What happens to a dream deferred? Upon receipt of the invitation to be your guest speaker tonight, the opening line of this timeless poem by Langston Hughes became resident in my heart and in my mind. What happens to a dream deferred? It is still heavy, even now. Because tonight I address you not only as Louise Victor Frederick, some part of my introduction. I address you as Louise, the little girl from Miku, the little girl who dared to dream. The once Victrix Lutherum and Sportswoman of the Year for consecutive years at the Miku Infant and the Miku Primary School. Then in the years to follow, a passionate athlete who would graduate with the award for excellence in track from the Viewford Comprehensive Secondary School, class of 2007. The girl who once had Olympic dreams, big ones at that. I envisioned one day that I would be the next Marlene Ottey, my then track icon. But life had other plans. I first encountered this poem in my young adult life at age 19. The opening line in particular pierced my heart and reawakened deep memories of my professional athletic aspirations. This simultaneously allowed me to reflect with solemn appreciation the foundation that sports, more specifically track, had afforded me. But even more so, the acceptance of what life had evolved into and how I had pivoted to new dreams. At the same time, I couldn't help but wonder, what happened to that dream? My dream of Olympic glory. What would life had looked like, if? Did that dream fester? Did it dry up? Was there regret? Was there pain? Or was there gratitude and peace of mind, knowing that that dream would serve as a catalyst for other dreams of a young Louise in bloom? My reality, however, was having to face actual hindrances to those Olympic dreams. One of the greatest pains I once lived in my formative years, because I have reconciled and made peace, was not getting to represent St. Lucia at Character, despite being selected. I'm sorry if I get emotional. To make a long story short, I didn't know this would come. To make a long story short, in Form 1, while an injury stood in the way of me participating in school sports, I still had the opportunity to participate in 4x1 in Intersec, and we captured the gold, in true VFCSS style. Fast forward to Form 2, injury-free and a hungrier Louise at Intersec 2003, the absolute domination of Division 3 girls sprints by Louise Actil, then I wasn't Louise Victor yet, and my friendly rival, Marika Mosheri of the Miku Secondary School. Weeks later, our beloved coach and our forever angel, Mr. Emmanuel Belas, summoned me and my fellow Mikudian, Edlin Shalry, to the principal's office. Our impressive Intersec performance qualified us for selection for Team St. Lucia for Character Games to be held in Puerto Rico. Excitement was an understatement. A special school assembly was held to celebrate the achievement. I stood proud, grateful, joyful. Mommy is watching, she gave me a special hairstyle that day. I envisioned the exposure to a new culture, to being on the starting blocks adorning our national colors. I simply could not wait to begin training with the national team. First training day arrives, and Edlin and I are at the George Odlum Stadium for 9 a.m., accompanied by Coach B. An hour of waiting, and no one shows up. Coach Belas placed a call to inquire about the delay, only to be told that given we were the only two athletes from the South, a decision was taken to facilitate training at the Mindu Phillip Park. Coach B thought the decision was wrong, particularly with no prior communication or consultation. And on a matter of principle, decided we would not be traveling to the north. After all, the state-of-the-art athletic facility, ideal for training conditions, was in Vieux-Fort. I was gutted. But Coach B, a man of integrity and principle, we trusted and we respected his position. We trusted and respected his position wholeheartedly, And then, my Carifta dreams died a slow death. Notwithstanding, the following year and in my years to follow while at the VFCSS, I would continue to adorn my black and gold kit with pride, competing in the 100, 200 meters long jump, and my favorite, a third leg of the 4x1. We consecutively captured gold all 5 years. Then came graduation day, the award for excellence in track presented to Louise Victor. I was elated about the recognition of my talent and passion on the track. But deep down, that signaled the end of my track journey. For starters, the playing field in Miku on an afternoon then was dominated by footballers, with barely a fraction of space for other activities to take place. Secondly, there were no lights on the playing field at the time. And being an only girl, this meant in accordance with mom and dad's rules, I had to be home before dark, which meant no opportunity to train after the footballers cleared the field. But that little girl from Miku, still desirous of Olympic dreams, at her core always had an optimism about life. She had, and still has, a curiosity about the vast world that we live in and a hunger to continue learning and growing. One dream did not define or confine me, nor did it determine my fate, nor cause me to perceive the worst of the world or people. Instead, I used my foundational skills to boldly pursue new opportunities that would shape new dreams and dare to expose me to opportunities beyond what I could have ever imagined. I would pivot in many ways, one of which was pageantry, as you heard. This one, frankly, took my schoolmates by surprise. My strong foundation, rooted in sports, carried me through 7 competitions, including the very pinnacle of the global stage, Miss Universe in 2017. My approach to pageantry was never about glitz and glam. It was a swap from track shoes to stilettos. Mentally, it was a sport. It required discipline that I gave my best with every performance. It required reverence and respect from my many coaches who invested their time in me. It required being fully present to learn, absorb, and be better. The core mental skills of discipline, structure, minimizing distractions, and giving something your all through to the finish line. These are the very principles that carried me through every stage of my life, through every dream I would go on to pursue, to every table that God placed me at. From my chevening and academic journey, to seeing new countries, to the spirit of service I've showed up with ever since being called to the Cricket West Indies board, among others. But let's go back to that athletic dream. What happens to an Olympic dream deferred? Does it explode? Well, for me it did, but in a magical way. The day was Saturday, August 3rd, 2024. An explosion and a release like I could never imagine. The day Julian Alfred captured gold in Paris. A euphoria never before experienced. Tears flowing, emotions, joy, pride. Was this really happening before my eyes, before our eyes? We, St. Lucia, claiming gold on the world stage. An out-of-body experience. On Facebook, I would eventually write, and I quote, "It's been 1 week, yet I grapple to find the words to explain this feeling, this joy, this exuberance, this jubilation, this pride. Though words have been few, tears have been abundant. With every rewatch of the race, with every memory of the moment of the finish line of the gold, Julian, I hope beyond the tracks you understand what you've done. Beyond a gold and silver medalist at Paris Olympics 2024, you are a unifying force. You are a possibility model. You are a transformative power. Because of you, dreams have been reawakened. Because of you, new dreams have been dreamt. Because of you, we are renewed in an anchoring of what it means to be St. Lucian. To strive for better, to aim for excellence, and to stand in the power of our gifts. We cannot thank you enough. This was not just a victory of 100 meters gold and then a 200 meters silver. This was the transforming of the minds and the hearts of a land. End of quote. In short order, the explosion would multiply. The breakthrough and opportunities for Naomi London, the triumphs of J.D. Emmanuel, the steady, impressive improvements of our athletes regionally and internationally. And now, 35-year-old Louise is joyful. That brilliant talent and a generation of young men and women get to pursue their highest potential. Athletes, you get to live out your dreams boldly, with new opportunities like never before. So I implore you, value the opportunities and savor the moments in between. The moments when your coach recounts a story or an experience. Put the phone down just for a moment and soak in that wisdom. The speechlessness and pride of your parents and family when you achieve. The sacredness of your rituals on competition day. Your mental space before the blocks and after the finish line. I encourage you to guard your temple. Nourish your body well. Nourish your mind even better. And while you may be a star, anchor yourself in something bigger than you. Because there is beauty in humility. James Allen says, dreams are the seedlings of reality. So please, never stop dreaming, never stop growing, never stop being grateful. Thank you.
Wow. You all need to clap for her again so I can get some time to regroup. I've known Louise for a very long time. Did not know you were a superstar track athlete. And I think everybody in here is probably associated with sport in some way, shape, or form, if not track, or athletics, I should say, but some other sporting discipline. And I think everybody has dreamt that dream, Louise. So you're in a room filled with people that know exactly what you feel. I think that was very inspiring, and thank you for allowing us to see you this evening. I think that was very inspiring. I'm happy GVD is streaming this so people can get to see this story. Sometimes these are the stories that really captivate and motivate people. But y'all know I'm silly already. And whilst I was sitting there, I couldn't help but thinking, oh, Mary, how did you catch her? That kind of pedigree there, brother. She's like, I think that speech requires a little bit more. So let me ask the President, Ms. Dora Henry, to present our guest speaker with a very well-deserved token of appreciation. So we want you back up here again.
I don't really like to speak, but I have to, because Louise has been an inspiration to me. A young lady who has never said no to me. And that evening, I was speaking to my treasurer and my first vice president, just trying to think of who can we ask. And Makiba and myself, we mentioned Louise Victor, and oh my God, Makiba. So, Louise, you have been an inspiration. There's not one moment that I have asked for your help, and you have not said no to me. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all that you do.
All right, thanks once again. Okay, let's try to move along quickly. I know you guys may be a little hungry, I think. I just saying. Not me, I'm not hungry, I just saying. We now invite you to direct your attention to the screen as we reflect on the past year through our Year in Review video, highlighting key moments, milestones, and achievements.
Best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk the guy, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you go find yourself standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. You can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you can get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. And you're never gonna know if you never even try. Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Politicians be preachers, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame.
I find that video is too short. Athletics had a lot of stuff going on in 2025. We wouldn't have time. Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay. Following that reflection, we now invite you to enjoy a musical rendition. So please relax. According to my friend Chinese, kick back and relax and enjoy a special steel pan performance, once again by Quest Gaston of the Roadbusters Athletics Club, as he shares a selected musical piece on pan, another inspiring youngster. I was very pleased when he did his rendition of the national anthem, so I'm looking forward to that, young Quest. Y'all just keep blowing me away there tonight. That's one of my favorite songs. Those of y'all don't know the song, let's think twice. She calls out to the man on the street, "Sir, can you help me? It's cold and I've nowhere to sleep. Is there something you can tell me?" He walks on, doesn't look back. He pretends he can't hear her. Starts to whistle as he crosses the street. Seems embarrassed to be that. Let me tell you, that's a powerful song. What? First Louise, then Quest. I'm even concerned to move forward there. You'll make me get emotional there. That was fantastic, young man. A round of applause for him. We now move to our prestigious awards segment. Prestigious awards represent the highest level of recognition bestowed by the association. These honors celebrate athletes whose performances throughout the season exemplified excellence, discipline, consistency, and competitive dominance at the national, regional, and international levels. These awards distinguish the top performers across the juvenile, junior, and the senior categories athletes who not only achieved outstanding results, but also embodied the values, resilience, and the future promise of athletics in St. Lucia. The Juvenile Athlete Award recognizes emerging young talents who demonstrated exceptional potential through remarkable performances at school, district, and in national competitions. These athletes showcased technical skill, competitive spirit, and maturity beyond their years, laying a strong foundation for future success in sport. The Junior Athlete Award honors athletes who excelled at the youth and junior levels, consistently delivering high-caliber performances across multiple competitions. These individuals displayed growth, discipline, and the ability to perform under pressure, often representing St. Lucia with distinction at regional and international levels. The Senior Athlete Award is presented to athletes who reach the pinnacle of performance during the season. These top-tier competitors demonstrated elite athletic ability, consistency, and leadership, often competing successfully on the regional and global stage. Their achievements not only brought pride to the nation, but also served as inspiration for the next generation of athletes. To present the Juvenile Male Athlete of the Year Award, I would like to invite Bebe to come back. Please turn your attention to the screen.
Avery Marriott delivered an exceptional and commanding athletic season in 2025, establishing himself as St. Lucia's most outstanding juvenile male athlete. Competing in the under-11 category, Avery demonstrated remarkable speed, consistency, and competitive maturity across school, district, inter-district, and national platforms. His performances throughout the year were defined by dominance, record-breaking achievements, and an unwavering standard of excellence that set him apart from his peers. At the school level, Avery laid the foundation for an outstanding season at the Dame Paulette School Sports, where he captured gold medals both in the 80 and 150 meters, clocking impressive times of 11.13 seconds and 21.12 seconds respectively. These early performances signaled his readiness to excel beyond the school environment and foreshadowed a season of continued progression. Avery elevated his performances at the District 1 Sports Championships, once again securing first place in both sprint events. He improved his times to 11.10 seconds in the 80 meters and 21 seconds in the 150 meters, demonstrating not only natural talent, but a clear ability to refine technique and respond positively to higher levels of competition. His dominance reached a defining peak at the Inter-District Primary Schools Athletics Championships, where Avery delivered his most outstanding sprint performances of the season. He captured gold in the 80 meters in 10.92 seconds and the 150 meters in an exceptional 20.43 seconds, performances that confirmed his status as the fastest and most consistent under-11 sprinter in the country. These results earned him the coveted under-11 Triple Victor Ludorum titles for 2025, a rare and prestigious event that underscores total superiority across events. Avery's excellence extended beyond the traditional sprint distances, at the Whitsuntide Games, where he showcased impressive speed, endurance, and versatility. He claimed gold in the 300 meters with a time of 45.18 seconds and delivered a standout performance in the 200 meters, winning a gold in a record-breaking 27.87 seconds. His clean sweep of first-place finishes at this competition earned him Victor Ludorum honors, reaffirming his ability to dominate across multiple sprint disciplines. Across the 2025 season, Avery Marriott achieved first place and gold medals in every event contested, an extraordinary accomplishment at the juvenile level. His performances were characterized by technical efficiency, competitive composure, and a relentless drive to improve with each appearance on the track. Avery's achievements in 2025 reflect not only exceptional athletic talent, but also discipline, focus, and a championship mindset well beyond his years. His consistency across all levels of competition, combined with record-setting performances and multiple Victor Ludorum titles, makes him a most deserving recipient of the Juvenile Male Athlete of the Year 2025 award and a rising star in St. Lucian athletics.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Thank you, Avery. I was looking at Avery whilst the video was played. And those of you who were behind and in front couldn't see his face. And he was like in awe of what he did. Like, I'd do that? Like, what? When there's time to get up, they had to prompt him, go, go. Couldn't believe that. You did it, young man, and continue doing it, okay? To present the Juvenile Female Athlete of the Year Award, I want to invite Mrs. Louise Victor Frederick back, our esteemed guest speaker and sponsor of Peter Malta brand. And of course, once again, please turn your attention to the screen.
Hadassah Jules delivered an exceptional and inspiring athletic season in 2025, establishing herself as one of St. Lucia's most accomplished young athletes in the under-11 category. Competing with confidence and consistency at school, district, and national levels, Hadassah demonstrated outstanding versatility across track, relay, middle distance, and road racing events. Her dominance throughout the season was highlighted by an extraordinary sweep of Victrix Ludorum titles, earning under-11 Victrix Ludorum honors at the Soufred Primary School Athletics Meet, the District 8 Primary Schools Athletics Meet, and the Inter-District Primary Schools Athletics Championship. At the school level alone, she captured 3 individual gold medals, setting the tone for a remarkable year. At the Inter-District School Championships, Hadassah emerged as a double gold medalist, claiming top honors in both the 150 and 300-meter events. She also played a pivotal role in relay competition, earning gold medals at the 4x75 and the 4x100 meters relays, further underscoring her value as a complete team athlete. Beyond the track, Hadassah showcased her endurance and competitive spirit in road racing. She finished first girl overall and first under-11 girl at both the District 8 road race and the Sufra Primary School road race, notably crossing the finish line as the second athlete overall at her school's event, an extraordinary achievement for an athlete of her age. At the national level, Hadassah was an active and impactful participant in St. Lucia Athletics Association events throughout 2025. In the SLAA Runner Mile Series, she consistently placed among the top competitors, finishing second in the second and third series and third in the fourth series. Her ability to excel across a wide range of events including the 80, 150, 300, 600 meter, 4x100 meter relay and 4x300 meter relay speaks to her adaptability, discipline and natural athletic talent. Hadassah Jules' 2025 season is defined by excellence, versatility and competitive maturity beyond her years. Her performances mark her as one of the most outstanding juvenile athletes of the year and a shining symbol of the bright future of St. Lucian athletics.
Opposite from Avery, eh? She already have the smile down too. Pose already. I mean, you getting there. I agree with you, my girl. Of course, congratulations once again to our young champions. A round of applause for them once again. To present the Junior Male Athlete of the Year Award, I invite Ms. Makiba Al-Seed, First Vice President of the Athletics Association, to present. You recover already? Please turn your attention to the screen.
The St. Lucia Athletics Association proudly presents Denzel Phillips as Junior Sportsman of the Year 2025 in recognition of a breakthrough season defined by historic national records, regional competitiveness, and exceptional technical excellence. At just 18 years old, Denzel emerged as St. Lucia's leading junior throws athlete, establishing himself among the top under-20 throwers in the NACAC and Pan American regions. Competing in both the shot put and discus, he demonstrated remarkable versatility, power, and composure, consistently excelling against older and more experienced competitors. Denzel achieved top 20 NACAC rankings in both events, ranking 16th in the shot put with 15.58 meters and 10th in the discus with an outstanding 52.53 meters. His 2025 season also saw him rewrite the national record books, setting 3 historic marks: the open discus national record at 48.79 meters, the under-20 discus national record at 52.53 meters, and the under-20 shot put national record at 15.89 meters, one of the most significant throwing performances by a St. Lucian junior athlete. On the international stage, Denzel earned Pan-American under-20 rankings of 45th in discus and 80th in shot put, underscoring his growing continental presence. Across the season, he delivered consistently high-level performances at major meets, reflecting steady technical refinement, physical development, and mental strength. Beyond his results, Denzel Phillips exemplifies the true spirit of junior sport, disciplined, coachable, humble, and deeply committed to excellence. In 2025, he did more than just set records. He raised the standards for junior athletics in St. Lucia. For his historic achievements and outstanding season, Denzel Phillips is the most deserving recipient of the Junior Sportsman of the Year 2025 award.
Denzel is not here. I know what you're thinking. They look so much alike. Some of y'all are like, say Denzel to me looking bigger on the video. That's his brother Amani. And you can see the direction he's going. To present the Junior Female Athlete of the Year Award, I invite Ms. Leanne Mathra, representative from the Library Cooperative Credit Union, to present the award. And again, please, don't watch Ms. Mathra, watch the screen.
At just 16 years old, JD Emmanuel has emerged as one of the most exceptional young athletes in St. Lucia's sporting history. Her performances throughout the 2025 season reflect not only extraordinary talent, but also discipline, resilience, versatility, and a level of maturity well beyond her years. The defining moment of JD's season came at the Carifta Games in Trinidad and Tobago, where she delivered a historic sprint double, capturing gold in the under-17 100 and 200 meters, clocking personal best of 11.50 seconds and 23.47 seconds. This remarkable achievement placed her among an elite group of St. Lucians to secure a Carifta sprint double and firmly elevated St. Lucia's standing in Caribbean junior athletics. JD's 2025 campaign was marked by consistency and steady progression. She improved her 100-meter time from 12.13 seconds in January to 11.50 seconds by April, demonstrating technical growth and competitive composure. At the SLAA National Junior Championships, she repeatedly delivered under pressure, confirming her status as one of the country's most reliable junior sprinters. What truly sets JD apart is her exceptional multi-event versatility. At the Under-18 Island Championships, she captured titles in the 100 meters, long jump, high jump, and the 4x100 meter relay. With a long jump of 5.56 meters and a high jump of 1.50 meters, JD proved herself not only as a sprinter, but as a complete track and field athlete. Throughout the year, JD competed with distinction at the Independence Games, Island Champs, National Championships, and regional meets in Martinique, consistently representing St. Lucia with pride, professionalism, and humility. Beyond her results, JD Emmanuel exemplifies sportsmanship, focus, and quiet confidence. She is a role model for young athletes across the island and a true ambassador for the values of the St. Lucia Athletics Association. In summary, JD Emmanuel's 2025 season was defined by historic achievements, sustained excellence, multi-event dominance, and regional impact. Her accomplishments signal not only present greatness, but extraordinary promise for the future. For her outstanding performances and her contribution to St. Lucia's athletic legacy, JD Emmanuel is the most deserving recipient of the SLAA's Junior Sportswoman of the Year Award for 2025.
Another Texas athlete. I tell you all, I could still remember those 2 races. I could still remember that 2 things stood out for me. I can never forget the way Ricardo Chambers called those races, how he said, J.D. Emmanuel, that will stick with me forever. And I guarantee you, I don't care what you all say, I saw Terry finish there jumping up on the side in the media zone. Instead, he take the photos. He forget himself. I'm positive it was him. He'll deny it. It was him. Congratulations, JD. Y'all clap too quick. I wanted to say congratulations to both of our junior athletes, so round of applause again. The pinnacle of our awards this evening recognizes excellence at the senior level. To present the Senior Male and Female Athlete of the Year Awards, I invite the President of the Athletics Association, Ms. Dora Henry. And again, I ask you to turn your attention to the screen.
Maverick Pamphile emerged in 2025 as one of St. Lucia's most accomplished male athletes, delivering a season defined by international excellence, consistency, and resilience. His performances across indoor and outdoor competitions firmly established him among the region's elite quarter-milers and made him a most deserving recipient of the Sportsman of the Year award. The defining highlight of Maverick's season came at the NACAC Championships, where he placed 7th overall in the men's 400 meters, earning finalist status in one of the world's most competitive regional championships. This achievement underscored his standing among the best in the North America, Central America, and Caribbean region, and elevated St. Lucia's profile on the international athletic stage. Throughout the year, Maverick demonstrated exceptional durability and form, competing successfully across Europe and the Caribbean. His indoor season opened with strong performances including 49.2 seconds at the Sparkerson Indoor Meeting and 48.92 seconds at the EAP Indoor International. Transitioning seamlessly outdoors, he recorded standout times such as 47.40 seconds at the Cyprus International Athletics Meeting and 47.43 seconds at the Meeting of Braga. Among his most impressive performances were 46.60 seconds at the MCAA Senior and Under-20 Championships, 46.39 seconds at the Newham and Essex Track Open, and 46.75 seconds at the IFAM Ordegam pre-program, where he also posted 20.96 seconds in the 200 meters, highlighting his versatility. At the NACAC Championships, he produced 46.06 and 46.12 seconds, confirming his place among the region's leading 400-meter athletes. Beyond his results, Maverick Pamphile exemplifies professionalism, discipline, and national pride. A role model on and off the track, he represents St. Lucia with distinction at every level of competition. His sustained excellence, resilience, and commitment to high performance make him a truly deserving Sportsman of the Year 2025.
Maverick is, that's not Maverick too. It's Miss Anika Jean Nathaniel is collecting on his behalf. Of course, I ask you to turn your attention to the screen once again.
Julian Alfred's 2025 season stands as one of the most extraordinary individual sporting achievements in the history of St. Lucia. At just 24 years old, Julian reaffirmed her place among the world's elite sprinters, delivering a year defined by excellence, resilience, and historic significance. The defining moment of her season came at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, where Julian captured a historic bronze medal in the 100 meters. This podium finish marked a monumental milestone for St. Lucia, cementing her legacy as one of the country's greatest sporting ambassadors and showcasing her ability to perform under the highest pressure on athletics' biggest stage. Beyond Tokyo, Julian's season was marked by sustained dominance across the global circuit. She emerged as a Diamond League champion, consistently excelling against Olympic and world champions. Her performances reflected exceptional technical mastery, composure, and competitive maturity at the highest levels of international athletics. Her 2025 ranking further underscored the breadth of her success. Julian finished second in the NACAC region in the 100 meters, clocking a sensational 10.75 seconds at the Stockholm Diamond League. She also ranked second in the NACAC 200 meters, producing a blistering 21.71 seconds at the London Diamond League, one of the fastest times in the world in 2025. Demonstrating rare versatility, she ranked 17th in the NACAC Indoor 400 meters, setting a national record of 52.97 seconds. Indeed, 2025 was a record-breaking year for Julian Alfred, as she established new St. Lucian national records in multiple events. The 200 meters, 21.71 seconds, 300 meters indoor, 36.06 seconds, 400 meters indoor, 52.97 seconds. These achievements highlight her extraordinary athletic range, competing with distinction from the 100 meters through to the 400 meters, an uncommon feat among elite sprinters. Throughout the season, Julian delivered world-class consistency, from dominant indoor performances early in the year to a powerful outdoor campaign across Oslo, Stockholm, Monaco, London, and Zurich. She repeatedly clocked sub-11 second performances in the 100 meters. At the World Championships, she advanced confidently through each round, demonstrating exceptional mental strength and championship poise en route to her bronze medal. Beyond medals, rankings, and records, Julian Alfred embodies the highest ideals of sport. She competes with humility, professionalism, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Her achievements have inspired a generation of young St. Lucians, particularly young women, who now see global success not as a dream, but as a possibility. In every measurable way, performance, consistency, impact, and historic significance, Julian Alfred's 2025 season defines sporting excellence. Her achievements extend far beyond individual success, elevating national pride and St. Lucia's standing on the World Athletics stage. For these reasons, the St. Lucia Athletics Association proudly recognizes Julian Alfred as the 2025 Sportswoman of the Year.
Of course, Julian is not here. She'll be competing pretty soon. Her first event, I believe, is a 60-meter indoor for the year. So Itina is accepting on her behalf. Okay, we're getting down to part some of you have been waiting for. And as we bring the formal program to a close, let me invite Mr. Erasmus Wayne Benty, Secretary of the St. Lucia Athletics Association, to deliver some closing remarks. I always enjoy calling Benty's name.
But before I give the closing remarks, I'd like to call on the President to give the Vibes guys something on our behalf. Not, yes, one if a why.
Mr. Elijah Williams, again, another one who cannot say no to the St. Lucia Athletics Association. I just want to present this little token of appreciation on behalf of the Athletics Association. So if you could just come to the front so I could present you with your small token.
Okay, thank you. A pity Elijah doesn't want to know where the Erasmus came from. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, sponsors, partners, officials, athletes, coaches, volunteers, and friends of athletics. As we bring this St. Lucia Athletics Association Award ceremony to a close, we do so under the theme that truly reflects the spirits of tonight: a legacy of performance and a future of possibilities. This evening was about honoring excellence, but not excellence defined by medals or records. We celebrate discipline, sacrifice, resilience, and consistency. We honor those who showed up day after day, season after season, and in doing so, help build a legacy that continues to shape St. Lucia athletics. To our athletes, you are the living proof that performance is earned. You carry our hope, our flag, and our pride every time you compete, and tonight we salute you. To our coaches, officials, administrators, and volunteers, you are the guardians of that legacy. Your work may not always be seen, but is always felt. Because of you, athletics remains structured, fair, safe, and future-ready. We extend our sincere appreciation to those voices who framed this evening with purpose and inspiration. Thank you to Mr. Elijah Williams, our Master of Ceremony, for guiding the program with confidence, professionalism, and I must say you brought the vibes. Thank you to President Dora Henry for your leadership that continues to move the association forward with clarity and vision. Like you said, legacy is built on commitment. We are grateful to the Honorable Kenson Kazime, Minister for Education, Youth Development, Sports and Digital Transformation, for his presence and continued support for sports as a pillar for national development. Now, you said you had a dream. And I want you to say, and I want to remind you or thank you for sharing that dream. And I want that dream to become a legacy. So track and field will be all around St. Lucia. A heartfelt thank you to the ever graceful Mrs. Louis Victor Frederick, our guest speaker, for a feature address that challenged us to honor the past. And what I liked most, you ask, what happened to a dream that's deferred? Thank you for reminding us to value opportunities. Thank you for reminding us to soak in wisdom. Thank you for reminding us that to stay in the power of our gifts. And thank you for reminding us of August 2024. But I want, and I think you brought a lot of us to tears in the corner on this side, and you're such a Victrix Ludorum, and Hadassah. I was so happy when you had to deliver that to Hadassah, so another Victrix Ludorum. This excellence of celebration could not be possible without our awards ceremony sponsors. And we say thank you to Belgium, Chef Alfred Pascal, President Dora Henry, Envisions, Glitz Law, led by Natalie Augustine, Great Vision Design, Heineken St. Lucia, Peter Maltebrand, Library Cooperative Credit Union, the St. Lucia Daily Post, Sports St. Lucia Inc., Sunsweep Resort and Trophy Center. Your support allows us to recognize achievement with dignity and quality is deserved. You are partners in the legacy we celebrate tonight. As we live this evening, let us carry the theme with us, not just as words, but as a commitment. Let us protect the legacy of performance by upholding standards and celebrating excellence. Let us expand the future of possibilities by investing in the youth. Strengthen systems and believing the best chapter of St. Lucia Athletics are still to be written. On behalf of the St. Lucia Athletics Association, thank you for your presence, your partnership, and your belief in athletics. Travel safely, continue to be champions of athletes, and remember, the legacy continues and the possibilities are just beginning. Good night.
That's why y'all were telling me not to cry. Y'all shinya in the corner there. Bend the expose, y'all shinya. Let cry. Madam President, I finish if you ambush me. I appreciate the token. Appreciate that. All right, folks. Y'all used to watch Looney Tunes, right? Believe. That's all, folks. On behalf of the Athletics Association, thank you for being part of this very memorable event. I enjoyed. It's dinner time. But, I have some housekeeping rules. Please allow our awardees and specially invited guests to go first. I know athletics is about coming first, not now. Take your time, all right? Just allow them to go first, our awardees and our distinguished guest. All right, so congratulations once again to all of our awardees. And have a very wonderful evening, folks. Thank you.
On your chest, you could beat the world, you could beat the war, you could talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock, you can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You could be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you go find yourself standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Yeah. You can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even try? Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Yeah. Cause you burn with the brightest flame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Yeah. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion. The walls of the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers, preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions.